Well, hello, Good Vibe Show fans. Welcome to episode 2 of season 13 of the Good Vibe Show by me, Jerry Holly, part of the Special Chronicles Network. Hope you catch up. Hope you've caught the season. Excuse me a second, folks. Catching myself here. Hope you all caught the episode 1 of season 13 of the Good Vibe Show, as well as catching up on seasons 1 through 12 of the Good Vibe Show, as along with the recap specials and my special of the 2022 Special Olympics USA Games, politely dubbed the Road to 2022 USA Games, which talks about my training as well as my results from the USA Games. So, folks, if you tuned into episode 1 of season 13, or you're tuning out, we're focusing on positivity for this season, and it's all coming from Ted Lasso. So these are things I picked up from his leadership lessons. So today, just last week's episode was about be curious, not judgmental. But now this week's episode is about be optimistic. I know a lot of people are pessimistic. So I'm pessimistic myself. And people just need to realize, like, hey, that's not cool to do, folks. And I know it's kind of harsh and everything. And it's just who we are, what we do, unfortunately. But we have to be more optimistic, folks, because one, there's so much going on in life that we don't take the opportunity to deal with it. And I think that's the issue we're dealing with here, folks. And I know so many of you, of the folks in this show who are great, they all are pretty much optimistic fans, but obviously I believe so. But also there may be some pessimistic fans too as well. And I do briefly apologize for the glasses adjustment there, if you're hearing that or seeing it on the show. But as I say, folks, we just need to really think about how we're doing things in life. And being pessimistic does not do any good. So we have to be very optimistic on things. And honestly, I am looking very optimistic at life right now myself, even though where I am currently in the world and everything, like things seem like kind of chaotic. But reality is like, hey, I'm being optimistic because there are some guardrails to help us along the way. And I think we all kind of need guardrails to remind ourselves, like, hey, we could be very optimistic and pessimistic, but we have to be sort of realizing that we have a great opportunity to do things, folks, and make our voices heard. And I think my way of doing it is being optimistic is doing the Give Out show for you folks. And I know so many of you appreciate listening into this show. And I appreciate you for that. And that sort of gives me a lot of optimism that this show is doing far greater impact. You know, it doesn't have like a huge like fan base, which I don't mind because sometimes the smallest person can make a big difference in things. And that's what I have learned in my life, that we're totally optimistic in being able to do things better. And I think that's what makes good vibes an important thing about this be of my optimism to help me do better. I think folks don't realize that this show has given me a lot of optimism since I started during the COVID years, and we're well out of COVID, but it's made me feel very optimistic in what I'm doing in my life. Granted, there are times where I feel pessimistic, but I think because of this show and sharing all my good vibes to you folks, that I'm very optimistic to this. So I think being optimistic, just even for you, it's great. I think we all should just be optimistic and get better in life. I really thank you all who turn into this because this is a very important positive message that we need to be more optimistic than anything because being pessimistic does no good, and being pessimistic is not great in reality. We need to be very optimistic and do better for ourselves, and that's what we need to be. Be optimistic regardless what's going on, and just think of like we could be greater as who we are because we need to be optimistic about the outcomes to come. So thank you again, folks, for tuning in. So here's our sponsor ad from our great sponsor, Special Chronicles Network. The Good Vibes Show is proud to be featured on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Be sure to also subscribe to the newsletter and find the podcast page for this podcast, The Good Vibes Show by me, Jerry Holy. If you love the Good Vibes Show, then you'll love the other podcasts on the Special Chronicles Network. Visit specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe to our podcast, newsletter, and to follow us on social media and to support the podcast on Special Chronicles so we continue our mission of giving respect and voice to people with special talents and abilities. Visit specialchronicles.com/gift to make a give. Specialchronicles.com/give to make a gift today, folks. So obviously a little stumbling in there, but hey, I'm optimistic that my message came across. So remember folks to also follow the Good Vibes Show on Instagram at Good Vibes by JH. and Facebook, facebook.com/goodvibesbydays. That's also you can follow on YouTube if you want to watch the live recordings of this, but also listen to how I see what I'm doing at the same time. You can look at it on Facebook, but also subscribe to the Good Vibes Show by me, Jerry Haley, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or where you get your podcasts from. Over 1,000 listens. I appreciate you all who tuned in to listen into the show. It really means a lot to me. This 1,000 listens. I hope to get 2,000 maybe at the end of 2025, but we'll see. But also, folks, you want to help me support the show even more, follow me, look me up on Rebel, look at my name, artist name of Jerry M. Foley. You'll find a lot of cool things there, over 100 designs. All the proceeds go to me to help me maybe make the show better. There are a few good vibe things out there for you folks to all check out. So thank you all again for tuning in. Just remember to be optimistic, folks. Remain positive, and hey, hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you listened to season 1 of this season. Episode 1 of season 13 before this, folks. Running again, if you haven't, hey, listen to them both now if you enjoy this. So thank you again, folks, and hope you all see y'all next week for episode 3, folks. And remember, stay positive, my friends, and be optimistic. So until then, peace out, bye, and be optimistic, folks. Remember again, you can check out episode 1 of season 13 as well as this episode and the episodes to come in season 13, folks. So until then, and until next week for episode 3, bye, everyone.